This game is first versus 10th, I think we're 10th. It's match day 8. This is almost the same match day that took place last year. There's not been a draw between Notts and Gillingham since October 2008, which is quite crazy. All them years, one team has always won and one team has always lost. Since we got promoted back to the Football League, we've won both games at Priestfield, but Gillingham have won both games here. And our 2 wins at Priestfield, a defender and a striker have scored for Notts. As to us, as a team, I have no idea what to expect any time. To be honest, I go into every game now thinking, well, I don't have a clue what we're going to do. The positive, Gagliardi's left. And we're 4 games unbeaten. 3 of them being wins. We've got the League 2 top scorer, who was just named August Player of the Month. But Gareth Ainsworth is the August Manager of the Month. Someone's curse has got to hinder them. We'll see. Come on, Knox, go on you guys. Let's do this. Same team as last week. The only difference to the whole match day 18 is Jody Jones returning to the bench.
Slap it in!
15 minutes in, not really much to talk about at the moment. The Gillingham do have a free kick from just inside our half, well actually just further inside our half. Yeah, they had a cross coming to the box, everyone left it, went all the way through, and Roos saved it at the back post. Apart from that, there's not been much. I think Northern probably should have shot instead of passing to Shatter. Headed away by Josh Andrews.
Going in.
Okay, for that chance, or is it a half chance, or not even really a half chance? But Dour's on the overlap there, and the cross comes in, and somehow the ball is too high for Shatter, so you don't really get a clear connection with it. I don't know how a cross can be too high for Shatter when he's 6'4", but it actually was. So that's quite impressive from below, to be fair. Tell you what, both teams love a ball into the channel. I'll tell you that right now. It's what both teams have been doing all game. 0-0. Not much to report on. Like I said, they had a cross come in 40 minutes. Went for it straight through, Roos saved it. Probably could have left it, to be fair, everyone else did. Shatter had a header that went over the bar. Dennis hit a shot off balance near the end of the half. Apart from that, it's not been much. It's been a scrappy game of not much quality. I think I'd rather watch another 45 minutes of the players warming up, to be honest. The ball's been in the air more times than it has been on the floor. But to be honest, when we got the ball down, we have actually played okay, but just haven't created much many clear cut from it. Yeah, 1-0 Gills. I had a feeling one goal would decide this game with the quality of it so far. That comes from Northern going down. Now we got corner. We let Hutton have too much time there on the wing to cross it in. Callum Gordon's just been stretched off. He won the ball there, player. Good to see Ainsworth going up to Gordon as well when he went off in the stretcher. I don't think there's not been much quality in this game as a whole. We gave them their best chance gave the ball on the way, and it was just Northern weren't strong enough, and our Joffrey wasn't strong enough at the back post. We gave Hutton too much time to cross it in, and left Josh Andrews, who's basically the tallest player on the pitch, just head it home. Free header for the tallest guy on the pitch. I mean, apart from that, there's been absolutely nothing in this game. I don't see our plan. Don't see what we're trying to do. Yeah, I don't see our plan. I don't. Maybe 4 games unbeaten until the end of today, probably. But could we have really said we have played well in any of them? Maybe in stages, but not throughout. Maybe not consistently. Conor Grant came on earlier. Who did he come on for? Norburn, that's who it was. But Dennis has just come off. Look, don't know if he's injured, don't know if he's just because he's played up like a full 90, apart from last week, I think it was like 8 for quite a while. Scott Robertson's on, that's our final change. 1-0 down with 10 minutes to go, and there's more urgency in Gillingham's floodlights than there is this to get an equaliser. At some point, Jetta's literally the only one within a few yards of the 18-yard box. I just don't see where the plan is to try and force an equaliser, get the ball wide, pass through lines. I don't know, like just do football bits. Where do I even start? I mean, for me, in recent times, it was probably one of the worst games of football I've seen. And I don't exaggerate on that. Like, in the first half, there was nothing really to get excited about. I can only recall their cross being saved by Roos. Dennis hitting a shot off balance, but not really troubling near goal. And then Dour crossing for Jata, but he just couldn't quite get a good enough connection with it. Apart from that, nothing really happened in the first half. The ball spent more time in the air than it did on the floor, and yeah, not really much to get excited about. Nothing really stand out about either team's performance. It was just a battle. It was basically a poor version of the first half against Fleetwood, where it was just a battle. And then second half, literally, we scored against Fleetwood. We scored in the opening minute of the second half. This time, we concede in the opening minute of the second half, and it comes where Norburn loses the ball in midfield. Eventually, he's played out to the wing. Now, one thing I've noticed about us is that we don't, in these opening few games, we haven't closed down crosses very well. If you look at the goal against Shrewsbury, we don't close that down very well. I'm sure there's another time this season. Might have been Newport, not sure, on the opening day. But yes, we don't close down crosses very well. What do? We leave Romeo Hutton completely unchallenged out wide. Nobody goes to him, nobody closes him down, nobody stops the cross, and he's free to put in a cross to 6'4", 6'4" Josh Andrews. Literally, the guy's the tallest player on the pitch, nearly enough to header at home. It's a free header in the area. You know, I don't think the defence covers itself in glory here at all. Al Joffrey, McDonald don't do well enough. Andrews is left with a simple header, and that's what the game is decided upon. That one moment decides the whole game, because the game wasn't full of much quality at all. Gillingham worked hard out of possession. They pressed us all right, but the times when we weren't being pressed, or just in general, like we didn't look like we knew what we were doing properly, and it's been a concern not just in this game, but a few times this season. I mean, Salford at home, Barrow away, sometimes in the first half last week as well. Newport away in the second half on the opening day. Sometimes I look at us and go, you know, out of possession, you know, we can be okay with our pressing, but in possession, are we sure? Are we still sure we know what our patterns are, our structure, where we want to go with the ball? Do we want to, you know, do we want to play like in between the box midfield of what is what Pato has described it before, the two attacking mids and the two centre mids lying deeper? Do we go down the wings at all? Like when Gillingham sat off us, Rob McDonald had the ball and there was nothing on. Like nothing. For the entire, like most of the second half, and I say most of the second half, most of added time, Jata was in the penalty area, not in the penalty area, but it was the only guy going to be able to challenge the Gillingham defence, because nobody was up there supporting him. After Dennis went off with a small injury, we didn't really have anything. And even when Dennis was on, like, we still weren't sure what we were doing with the ball in possession. And that's really frustrating. So,
Are we sacrificing our identity from the last few seasons a little bit? Are we trying to be a bit more of a hybrid? Are we still that same passing team? Are we now one who plays the ball into the channels? Like it's just really frustrating when the team shows such a lack of urgency and a willingness to get back into the game. And Jody, who came on, he was played in his preferred winger role, wing back role really, I should say. Had really the only 2 chances in the second half that could really count as really challenging, because one was a low shot to the keeper, and the other one was a shot just wide of the goal. That was it really. We just looked a bit lost, to be honest, even when it was 0-0. And it's not the first time that's happened this season as well. Just remember that. That's not the first time that's happened this season. But we've got to get this out of our system and go again. It wasn't a great game of football by any stretch of the imagination. But we just need to leave it in the past and go forward. If you enjoyed the vlog, give it a like, comment down below your thoughts on the game. Stay subscribed if you're subscribed if you're new. Be safe, be champions, and as always, Toulouse.